Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Ink with Elegance by Christine J. I am back to just finish up a 2-page layout I was working on for the last couple of days. I challenged myself by using a cut file like this one with wording that takes up a lot of the page, and tried to back it with all the different pattern pieces and some photos. It was a bit of a challenge, but you know, doable. I think the hardest part was finding out what colors to use and to make sure I could still see it on the background. Another one that was hard was picking out paper for this layout, because I had various different sheets, but they were too busy, or the photos blended in. And the only two sheets I found that I liked was this orange and this black, but I only had one sheet of each. So I toyed with the idea of doing like a half and half, where the top was the black and the bottom the orange. And I was finding it challenging at first because I wanted wording, but the wording kept blending in since I have it in black. So I considered cutting it in another color, but I just didn't want to. So I ended up playing around with it, and then I thought, what about I cut it in triangles? So I cut both sheets in 4 triangles. And I kept playing around with it, and my daughter kind of liked another one where it was like orange, orange, black, black, and the opposite on this side, because I didn't want to turn the starbursts and the sky like upside down. And then actually I noticed after this was pieced together that my X's are sideways here and up and down. But that's all right. When it's in a layout, I don't think it's gonna bother me too much when it's in the book. But actually, looking at it, I'm like, oh my goodness. But that's all right. It's fine. I'm going to ignore it. So I pieced together Winifred Sanderson. My daughter wanted to be her. I have a tutorial for her hair because I didn't buy the wig. I made her hair out of some Santa glasses. They had Santa glasses with beards, and I cut off the beard and I sprayed them and turned them into these little bun covers so that she could have the hair without it being the irritation of the wig, because she normally doesn't like to wear it. So the only thing I have to do is to put this wording on, which I will start, and then I think I want to do like a moon behind the cat so that he doesn't blend too much into the background. She made me promise that I would do the black cat like Binks from Hocus Pocus, so I found one on Cricut and thought it was cute. So I made his yellow eyes and his little pink nose. I wasn't sure what to do about these circles. I may just leave them because I already attached this to the page. So I could technically fill it with like some white Nouveau maybe to look like pearls. That might be a possibility, but for now, let's get to putting on the words. I think I know how I want it laid out. It's gonna say, I put a spell on you. And these things have gotten moved around so much while I was working on this page, on this layout, because I kept trying to figure out where it was gonna go. And at first I wanted it up here, and then I changed my mind. I figured I'll put it in this corner. There's more room for it. So it's gonna say, I put a spell on you, and I have the word spell off to the side, so I probably should bring that in so I know where to lay everything out. I think I want to do it at an angle, but I guess I have to decide. I hope everyone had a safe and fulfilling Thanksgiving, if you celebrate that. We had family visiting, so that was kind of fun. They were visiting from Arizona. So I had a lot of cousins I hadn't seen before come in, and auntie. So it was nice to catch up and laugh with all of them. Then the day after, I had a football game to go to. My nephew is the quarterback for a team here on Oahu called Mililani. For the Mililani Trojans, he's a varsity quarterback, and he's really good. And so it's always fun to watch, but they made it to the state championship game, and unfortunately they didn't win. They lost by 2 points, but you know, the whole team worked their butt off. They lost. They got 2 players ejected kind of early on, so that put a damper in things, but you know, they fought hard. They got ahead at one point in time, and then their coach kind of used up too many timeouts for the confusion of the ejected players, and so the clock ran out on them with 2 points not in their favor. So now how do I want this? That's kind of cute. Put a spell on you. That would have been bad if I glued that down in the wrong spot. Have you guys ever worked with cut files before? Like, that takes up a lot of space. If you have, do you have any layouts on YouTube? Feel free to drop a link in the comments. I'd love to check it out. Now, yeah, maybe like that will work. I have been working on this layout now. This is probably day 3, I want to say. I don't have too much time during the day. I do work some days, so I don't have time to scrapbook consistently, but I do a little here and there. Sometimes I'll cut a file, piece it together. In fact, I might be even on day 4, because I think day 1 I cut out her and sat her aside, and I was working on a different layout, which I can show after, because I was doing a challenge for online. One of the groups on Facebook was having a challenge that you had to use a specific cut file, the word family, and I really didn't know how I was going to use it. It wasn't inspiring me at first, because we all know that if you're not inspired by something, then it's harder to get started, like cleaning, for example. But anyway, I finally thought, oh, you know what? I have a picture on the wall from when we went to Aulani, and we were with Mickey, and I thought, oh, Ohana means family. I can do that. So I can show you the layout really quick if I can get it off my printer. 1 second. So this was the layout I did, and we had to use this word here, well, this cut file, and so then I went ahead and I found different fonts for Ohana and means, and then there was this stitch file on Cricut, but it had waves, and so I modified it and just kept the portion I needed for the layout. And then paper, I kind of kept searching all of my stash. I finally found this one, and it looked kind of like material, so I thought it was perfect. And I enlarged the photo because the one I had on my wall was a 4x6, so I enlarged it to the 5x7, and I just did some very simple Mickey head cuts using this punch. And this is actually a washi tape. I was showing a friend of mine. The washi tape I could find here was they're little petals, and then you put them together and it turns into the flower, the plumeria flower. And so I put that there. Although I did look up for her. Cricut does have one. If you search up the word plumeria, Plumeria, you'll find a cut file on Cricut of these plumerias. And maybe I might actually go at it. I saved, if you looked for, I want to say it's under Christine or under Inked with Elegance, I have this layout saved on there, the word family, the ohana, the means, and the stitch. So if you want to cut it exactly as is, you can do that. Just search. I might be able to link a link in the comments. I'm not sure. I'll have to look to see. But if you have any problems finding it, let me know and I'll get you the exact wording for it. But I think if you just look up ohana or family layout, it should pop up. But I think what I may do is go back and see if I can add plumerias to it for people to cut that out as well. So anyway, that is done. Now I was thinking for the moon at first gray, but then I thought I kind of like the sky. So I was thinking maybe trying to do vellum, and I never use my punches anymore. It used to be so much fun to punch. That was all the rage until Cricut came along and the ability to cut everything out. I'm gonna cut one circle, and then I think what I'll do is I'll cut a moon shape. I'm gonna try and do, what I did was I punched it, and then if you move it forward you can get sort of like a crescent moon. I'm just not sure how much of the moon I want showing. Maybe like that. Okay, this piece I don't need, I'll put aside for something else. So now we have the option between a full moon and a crescent moon. So if I go with the full moon, I think I stuck the cat's ear down with a pop dot. So let me lift that real quick. Okay. If I want to do the full moon, kind of looks okay. I don't know if it, could just put the whole moon. Hopefully in the story, I don't really know. I've watched the first one. Ooh, this is challenging. I don't know now if I want like a crescent moon. It's kind of cute, but I do think I like the full moon in there. And I don't know that I like it tucked behind the cat. I think I just like it in the middle of nowhere, like that. Well, I think what I can do is put a little bit of glue in the corner. Well, I think this glue dries clear. I'm just worried it's gonna have that line. Should have just left it and probably not put glue anywhere else, but that's all right, because I think the cat could have technically held it down with the ear. But maybe if I smooth the glue out enough, you won't be able to tell. Or it'll just add dark spots. We'll see what happens when it dries. I may regret that, but just smooth it out as much as possible. Hopefully that'll dry and it won't look like that. If it does, it's all right. It'll just look like dark parts of the moon, or maybe I'll go in with some gray. Do I have anything that would work? Let me see. I do have some Nouveau, or I wonder if Winkostella. I did use Winkostella for these little sparkles, and then some in the broom, and then I tried to smooth it out. At first I wasn't sure if I wanted to put this piece back. Oops, it's upside down. Put this piece back here. Well, now it's stuck there for life. I'm just joking. Let's see. Oh, I can get it out. Maybe I'll just leave it off like that. Let me see if I need to actually get a new one. Well, I can see a little bit of the sparkle, but let's hope you can see what I'm doing. I do have a black Winkostella. That might work too. I haven't even used it yet, actually. I think last time I tried to use one of these at the same time I blotted it everywhere and it ruined things, so hopefully that doesn't happen today. When I tried to squeeze out the ink. Let's see. I don't want to be getting it all over my project. That wouldn't be good. I don't want to do it too rough. Oh, see, that would have just blotted my project. I haven't used black before, so well, black Wing Costella. Trying to get it to go on the brush without getting everywhere before it makes a huge mess. Curiosity. Oh, I guess I see a slight shimmer in there. Maybe I can do it a little on this. Oh, that's kind of dark though. Just wanted to see what it would look like, but if it's too dark, then I'll have to do this whole web, so that wouldn't be good. I can see it. I don't think I'm gonna put it on the moon though. That would be too dark. Spiderweb's fine because it can glimmer sometimes. Hopefully it can be seen. It's hard to know if I can zoom in on the video. I don't really want to do the whole web, so I'm just trying to do certain parts of it, but usually I end up getting carried away and keep going because it's kind of mesmerizing, and then you get distracted and figure out that you've gone too far. I like it though. Shimmer looks pretty. Little glitter never hurt. My cousin Jess used to scrapbook with me, and she always used glitter on her pages. And she's like, glitter makes everything better. And it did. I mean, it really looked pretty on her pages. She used it on. I feel like I'm running out of a voice. Okay, I think that looks cute. I'm not going to use it on the moon, and I can see already that it's drying interesting. It's supposed to dry clear, but I guess it doesn't look too bad, but it's still... I might actually end up using some Nouveau. I don't use them as drops. I was telling a friend I tend to oh, that's working nicely. That'll cover it up. I'm not gonna do the whole moon. I just want to do like I want to be sporadic, if that's a good word for it. See, I don't do them as actual drops. I try to smooth it out. I did the same thing on her jacket over here. Her jacket was green, but I didn't like the green because it wasn't as dark as the costume, and so I ended up using Nouveau, and I smeared it around to become the darkness that I needed. So yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Once it dries, it should be cool, and it adds some dimension to it. Also, I was kind of looking at this empty space, and I had this sheet of stickers that I took the Witch's Brew from. It says Photo Play All Hallows Eve, And it's probably, I don't know if it's retired or anything. I don't remember when I got it. But I initially liked this sticker and I considered it putting it here. But I think floating it would look weird. And then when my daughter saw the stickers, she said, Mom, do this one because they're always trying to get kids' souls. So I think for her sake, since she liked that one, I will do that somewhere around here. It's hard to judge center from being below it some. Nope. Usually I'll look at it and then stick it down after I'm happy with it. She wanted that. So this piece came from a sheet. I think I cut the edge off of it already. It was, let's see if I can find it. Here we are. It was this one, Simple Stories Boo Crew. This was the other side of the paper, was this orange that I used for the pumpkin. Which I thought was, it's a cute orange. And then it had this little saying and I thought that was perfect. But I think that's probably gonna do it for this layout. I don't know where I'll have room for journaling. I don't really need to because, I mean, it's kind of straightforward as to what her character is. Unless we're looking at it 20 years from now, maybe they'll still know who Hocus Pocus is. But anyway, thank you for coming to join me on the end of this layout. And I hope it inspired you maybe to try large cut files like this and just give it a try. Some people put it on their Cricut and recut the word out as many times as they need the letters, or they contour it and then it'll fit right inside the letter itself. I backed it from the back of it and cut it a little bit big each pattern piece, but it was fun. I definitely will probably try and use it on layouts in the future. And as always, if there's anything that you would like to see me feature or try, like a specific technique or tutorial, if I have the things, I will definitely try it. So drop your comments below, let me know what you think, and I hope everyone has a fantastic Friday and a fantastic weekend. Bye!